Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And we're going to dive right in on this story about swimming. See what I did there? It's actually something we've covered before. It's the Leah Thomas issue, where a man swims against women in a women's swimming event, wins, and is praised for being brave and wonderful, and how he's pushing against those barriers and showing how great he is as a man racing against women. Well, there's going to be a bit of an upset because the women involved are now threatening legal action. Let's swim back to this shore and see what's going on in the pool. Let's go. So, University of Kentucky swimmer who competed against UPenn's Leah Thomas leads a group of female athletes demanding that the NCAA stop biological men from competing in women's college sports, and they threaten legal action. Riley Gaines and Marcy Smith have both called on the NCAA to protect women's collegiate sports. The swimmers protested and are part of a group threatening legal action if their demands are not met. And it comes after transgender athlete Leah Thomas made history by becoming the first man to win in an NCAA women's swimming division. USA Swimming requires transgender athletes who are competing at an elite level to have low levels of testosterone for some inexplicable reason, because it's not the level of testosterone that affects your ability. It's the fact you've gone through male puberty and have got that male musculature, that male response, that male skeletal bonds, the twitch response. Virtually every aspect of your physicality is decided. Even if afterwards you then reduce artificially your testosterone, that makes no difference. It is unfair and it is wrong, and these ladies are about, I think, and I hope, to prosecute and win their case, and hopefully strip men who win medals at the expense of women the right to compete, and indeed to hand those medals back and move everyone up one space on the podium. So female athletes are demanding that the National Collegiate Athletic Association, the NCAA, stop allowing biological men to compete in women's college sports. The group protested outside the NCAA San Antonio convention on Thursday and hand-delivered a letter threatening legal action. And many current and former athletes, including swimmers Riley Gaines and Marcy Smith, attended the protest and demanded that the NCAA take direct and immediate action to establish rules to keep women's collegiate sports female, and indeed, once that's done, fair. Because to have a man compete in any kind of physicality against a woman is obviously unfair. And they pick the level of testosterone. That's their take. They say, oh, we'll do it with testosterone levels, because that can be changed and altered and regulated. But as I say, it makes no difference to the performance. But what it is, it gives them an out. They're too cowardly. These official, bodies are too cowardly to simply say, no, if you're biological men, you cannot compete against women. So they say, oh, we'll reduce this, and it gives them a number that they can push to say, oh, okay, you're low like that. But it is entirely meaningless and therefore wrong and unfair. Footage of the protest shows the athletes and members of ICONS, the Independent Council on Women's Sports, reading out their letter at the front of the convention with signs that reads, our bodies, our sports. And quite right, and I think that's Riley Gaines, isn't it? Yeah, that's Riley Gaines, swimmer. She lost to Leah Thomas quite unfairly. I'm not going to show the video, but there's them protesting and wanting their legal rights preserved. They want the rights to be women maintained in law. They do not want to be reduced in law. They do not want to be reduced in sports. They do not want to be reduced in society. They want to be women and treated as women, and not have men come in and take away their wins, their opportunities and their potential earnings. The letter handed to the NCAA said, in a world of college sports, it is impossible to provide equal opportunities for both sexes as required by Title IX without female-only teams. Yet the NCAA implements and perpetuates a policy of allowing male athletes on women's teams, even as sports governing bodies and federal courts increasingly reject these unjust and inequitable policies that exclude young women from their own teams. And they are quite right. As well as the letter, the athletes and advocates against transgender people in the sport said they will take legal action if the NCAA does not protect female athletes from discrimination on the basis of sex. Marshy Smith, an NCAA champion and co-founder of Icons, added the NCAA cannot pick and choose which laws to follow. And here's the picture that says it all. There's that man, that greedy, inadequate man. He was no good at swimming against men, so he thought, I'll call myself a woman and swim against women. He's on the podium. Look at Riley standing to the right of him in that picture as we're looking at it. Her, obviously her, Leah, that man's left. She is looking at him. That is a face of contempt. That is a face of someone saying you shouldn't be there, and he shouldn't. So I wish them all well. I hope Riley gets what she wants, and I hope that award that he is holding is taken from him and handed to her, because she came second in the race, but she was the fastest and the winning woman in that race. So good luck to her. I'll finish and I'll round off. But it is quite clearly unfair. Here, still, coming up. Any woman standing by that pool about to dive in at the start of a race should look left and right. And if they see a man, they should just step back and let him swim on his own. And that would be the end of the matter. And that's all it takes. So, that this men participating in sports can be easily beaten by the women who simply have to follow the war games mantra. What a strange game. The only way to win is not to play. And that's what you do. And if the man's there and he dives in, just let him swim on his own. Or let him just take to the football field on his own. Or let just him get on that bike and ride on his own. And all the women stand back and just let him go like that and wait till he's gone. And then say, okay, girls, so we have a race and go our own race now. He's off. He's gone. And that'll be it. And that only has to happen once or twice. And that'll be the end of men competing in women's sports. But it's very difficult. I can't understand how Leah Thomas wins all these races against these women. Surely his huge penis that is still attached to his body would cause a lot of excess drag. But wait, no. That massive, massive advantage of his muscles and size and everything like that, that power base that he has, that's obviously going to overcompensate for the cock running through the water. And that's all it takes, isn't it? If you are still penis attached, you're a man for the purposes of anything, really. But in sport, it doesn't matter whether you have that cut off or not. If you were born male, then you are male and you can compete against men. And that, of course, is why Leah Thomas doesn't compete against men. He's not very good. He's an inadequate man. He's a very poor swimmer. Don't get me wrong, he'll beat me. He's a fantastic swimmer compared to me. But against other men who compete in the sport, he's rubbish. And he doesn't like losing. And so he stamps his feet and says, I want to win. I don't care if I'm taking the opportunities away from women. I'll beat those women. Ha ha. That's how good I am. The best woman for the race is a man. What a sad, inadequate wanker he truly is. So yeah, I hope these girls win their case, and I hope the likes of Leah Thomas generally just gets out of the pool and pisses off and does something else with his life. He's got to face the fact that he'll never be a woman, and he's got all the advantages of a male body. And that is it. Anyway, I shall finish there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a like, do make a comment, and share the video. It would be absolutely brilliant. The algorithm is running a bit odd at the moment. We keep losing views. I keep seeing the views hit, and then we lose the numbers. But if you hit a like on there, that does push it, and we get the numbers back. And they are trying to sort out the algorithm, but it's annoying. So do hit the like button for sure. But please do consider subscribing. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, stay out of the water if there's a penis in it, ladies. And goodbye.